Father. Hello.
You're the bearer of my father's drawings.
Winnie the Pooh.
No, you can't be here.
Are you glad to see me?
Piglet, Eeyore, Tigger.
So glad we're all back together again.
Oh, Pooh. I'm not who I used to be.
You haven't changed a bit.
I'm lost.
But I found you.
Come on, let's...
Oh! Hello.
Oh!
Good morning.
Oh!
Pooh Bear.
Winnie the Pooh? Let's see what this thing can do.
Owl! Oh.
Silly old bear.
Hi, I'm Bronte Carmichael, and I play Madeline, Christopher's daughter, in Disney's Christopher Robin. I've always loved Winnie the Pooh and all his friends.
And I am Tigger. T-I-double-G-R.
So I was really excited when I was asked to be in the live-action movie.
Action!
In this new adventure, Winnie the Pooh and his friends have been brought to life as we've never seen them before.
Does this make me look husky?
They are now walking and talking stuffed animals.
Hello.
You're talking.
Me? No, I'm not talking. No, well, I am now, I suppose.
But how did they do it?
Oh, no!
Well, it's quite a fascinating and magical process. First, the director, met with some really creative people and, well, they talked. At the same time, the art department worked really hard to create the shape and the feel of those real-life stuffed animals. On set, each of these little stuffies, as we called them, came with their own puppeteer who made them move and talk, making it fun and natural to act in scenes with them. Sometimes I'd forget I was talking to a stuffed Pooh.
Did the red balloon make you happy?
That was from you.
No, it was from Christopher Robin.
When we were actually holding one of the stuffies in the scene, the visual effects team gave us these special grey stuffies.
There goes the tail.
And for walking shots, they used this. It looks quite silly here, but in the movie, it looks so real.
When we stepped on the stage for wardrobe and hair and makeup tests for our key cast, and we saw Ewan wearing his period suit and overcoat and pick up and reacquaint himself with this old friend, Winnie the Pooh, it was just magic. Because to me, that was always really the heart and soul of this movie, was that very image.
Ewan is just the perfect person to work with a stuffed bear, to be honest. He gives it life.
Ewan interacting with Pooh, I mean, he just immediately became silly. It's simultaneously adorable and funny.
I really like Christopher Robin. I really like playing him. And I realized that when I've been acting with our Winnie the Pooh, it reminds me of that old bear that I used to have.
You haven't changed a bit.
I've cracked.
I don't see any cracks. A few wrinkles, maybe.
There it is! Pepper! Stop!
Ewan has this ability to have this sort of inner child in him, because it's key that Christopher Robin carries that inner child with him, and that has been buried and forgotten.
The tree I remember was in the countryside, not here in London.
And it's important when he enters the 100-acre woods that he ultimately finds his heart again.
Christopher Robin!
I missed it.
Oh, well, I've missed you too, all of you.
Your, Pooh, and our. All the gang.
All the gang.
He reacted incredibly emotionally to the screenplay, which he thought was a tearjerker and funny. But when he saw the characters for the first time, I think he was overwhelmed.
I feel like I'm meeting an old friend again for the first time. I just think all of the 100-acre wood characters and all these stories and all the feeling that you get, it's not tied to any fad. I'm nuts about this guy. Hi, buddy. Good to see you. Wow. It's just, it's your heart that's reacting. It's your sentimentality. They speak right to your soul. And that just doesn't go out of style.
Oh, how did you know?
But did you know there was a real boy named Christopher Robin who lived a long time ago? Christopher was an adventurous little boy who loved animals. He had a big imagination. For his first birthday, his mother bought him a cute teddy bear from Harrods, the grandest department store in all of London. He loved the bear and called him Edward, and they became the best of friends. He called him Edward and not Pooh?
Oh, bother.
Well, here's how he got his name. One of Christopher's real animal friends was a bear he liked to visit at the London Zoo that was so sweet and gentle. The zookeepers actually let children play with her. She was named after the city she came from in Canada, Winnipeg. Winnie for short. And one summer, on vacation, Christopher Robin saw a beautiful swan and wanted to be friends. But when the swan ignored him, Christopher Robin said, "Pooh." And that's how Winnie the Pooh got his name.
Winnie the Pooh. Pooh for short.
Did you ever wonder how Winnie the Pooh and Walt Disney became friends? One night, when Walt's daughter Diane was a little girl, her mother was reading her a bedtime story. Walt heard his daughter laughing, so he came into her room to see what they were reading. Diane excitedly showed her father the book, Winnie the Pooh. Walt loved good stories with beautiful illustrations. He was so charmed by the little bear and his friends that he couldn't help but imagine them leaping from the pages of a book right into an animated film. He reached out to the author A.A. Milne in the year 1938, who, as it so happened, was a big fan of Disney movies. But Walt was so busy with other movies like Pinocchio and Fantasia, he had to wait to bring his dream of Winnie the Pooh to life. For 20 years, the joy Winnie the Pooh gave his daughter stayed in Walt's mind. Then came the day when Walt returned to the 100-acre wood and started the production of Winnie the Pooh and the Honey Tree.
Pooh Bear, there's only one thing we can do. Wait for you to get thin again.
Oh, bother.
In 1966, Winnie the Pooh and the Honey Tree was ready for the world to see.
A woozle at work is going to eat him for breakfast. If we don't get them to him, a woozle at work will eat him for breakfast. Christopher Robin said we should go north. Christopher Robin said we should go north. I believe north is the way Christopher told us that we should go.
Okay, shooting and action!
Thank you, sir.
Shall we see our young man?
I made you this sack of 100-acre wood hazelnuts for my very favourite snack. Wherever you may go, they will remind you of the 100-acre wood. Thank you, Peter. Would you like one? Oh, sure.
I don't think I need any help remembering, but I shall treasure them.
Yes, the most efficient thing to do would be to lose the efficiency department.
Well,
yes?
We can't do without an efficiency
department. But can we not?
Hold on tight. All right. Well, it's all laid out in my papers. It's rather detailed, so hold on tight.
Robin? Robin?
We did it!
Background! Action!
We did it, Pooh! No! Oh, no!
Take care.
Three, two, one, action.
Set.
Okay, shooting and action.
Next one.
Okay, shooting, mark please. Clear guys. And background action and action.
Oh, well, that's marvellous. Thank you very much indeed. That's absolutely... Take it down, there's man's particular.
Okay. Let me see your line. I'll bring up. Yes, my love. Okay, off your pop. Be careful. Okay.
Dum dum dee dum.
Christopher Robin can't.
Was that okay? Oh.
And digital paintings and 3D sculptures. We then went through a process of literally hand crafting, hand knitting, stitching these toys together, and then we used a very high-tech solution to scan them and really match what we had built for real, so that we could make these incredibly complicated, articulated, computer-animated characters that really betray. You sort of look at them and you think they just look real, but actually there's loads of technology inside there that's helping them do that.
Digger! Eeyore! Piglet!
The location element of it really meant that we had to be very judicious about where we employed technology. There's no way on a film set you can say to everybody, stop, computer says no, we've got to fix this problem. It's like you've got 200 people all waiting around, and the fabulous, expensive actor talent and all sorts of things. You can't keep the set waiting. We actually relied on just having people do the simplest thing possible, which was to puppeteer the stuffies that we had made. And really, they were just playing with Winnie the Pooh, and so they'd kind of walk him on set, and and they'd read through his lines and have him respond to the other cast members. And then what we would do is take them out and shoot the real footage. We would shoot either clean or with a sort of beanbag. If Ewan was holding Winnie the Pooh, he had to hold something, so we'd give him a kind of beanbag thing, and then we'd replace that with the real, I say the real stuffed toy. Listen to me, the computer-generated stuffed toy. And I think the thing to know is that in the movie there were basically no stuffed toys shown. It was always this computer-animated character.
Piglet, it's just me, Christopher Robin. Oh, don't move.
And Ewan really wanted to know what Winnie the Pooh would be doing. It was a big thing for him because it was like acting against an unknown cast member. And so Michael Eames, our animation supervisor, really worked with him to figure out Pooh's style of performance, and we talked a lot about screen performance and how a stuffed toy could give a really appealing screen, but also quite subtle, nuanced screen performance.
Well done, Ewan. Keep up the good work.
I know that it was 1,374 visual effects shots, and I believe 878 of them had an animated character of some form in them. I couldn't tell you how long it took to render, but I do know that it was probably, if you put it on one computer, it's probably thousands of years. I don't know if it would have been before the birth of Christ, but it was kind of around then.
I just saw the most preposterous imposterator.
What's that, love? Oh, nothing. I'm just talking to my teddies.